At his Young Women's Conference, Charlie Kirk held a Toilet Paper USA Women's Leadership Summit.
From the last question, but I just wanted to ask, since from the conservative movement, a lot of people are pushing, getting married young, having kids young, starting a family, and from a Christian perspective, this culture of dating isn't really in the Bible. So I was just going to ask from, a Christian perspective, someone who's young and just started dating, what is your advice in dating and pursuing marriage as a Christian?
Sure, great question. First of all, let me ask, who here wants to find a husband? Raise your hand. Okay, so he's going to kill me. There's someone that works for my team who's very high IQ. If you can email me resumes, freedom@charliekirk.com. I'm not kidding. He's going to murder me. So he's very smart. So freedom@charliekirk.com. I could tell you, very ethical, very capable.
Here you have the conservative mating ritual. Resumes. As you noticed, there is no longer any biodiversity. These are all white, blonde women. Here you see the alpha dog with a tiny face on a gigantic dome, trying desperately to field courtesans from the crowd.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kirk. My name is Abigail, and I'm one of the co-presidents of the new TPUSA chapter at Pepperdine University in Malibu, California.
Pepperdine University is famous for having a ginormous cross on its college campus in Malibu. It is where all the students that want to remain close to their parents who are down at the rehabilitation clinic down the street, that's where they all go.
My other co-president is right there. She's awesome. So, like these other women in this room, I am very driven career-wise, and my goals are set on succeeding as an orthopedic surgeon. And I have really rarely thought about even getting married, having children, and even going into dating. Like, it's just something that I never really thought about.
Bro, why is the entire women's summit about dating, dude? What's happening? And they're all asking Charlie Kirk, who's the most unfuckable loser. Dude, what is going on, dude? Yo, are women okay? I see so many, multiple cat owners in the crowd. This is what's happening.
Would you be able to give me some advice as somebody who so badly wants to succeed in surgery, but to get out of residency fellowship, I'm going to be 30 before I can really focus on myself. So what's some advice?
She's like, I want to be a doctor and a wife. I want to be doctor wife.
For really balancing my career as well as venturing into settling down.
Yeah, ask Charlie Kirk, a fucking high school dropout, how to do the juggling act of your own personal career as a woman, one who has aspirations to be a housewife simultaneously. It's like, yeah, you're at the wrong conference, okay? Just go to med school and marry a fucking doctor for med school. Like, what do you mean? And then both of you guys can cheat on each other with the nurses, Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, you're going to have to choose which one matters more, and that will be up to you. So, first of all, thank you for being involved with Turning Point USA. So here's my piece of advice. Go try to spend a couple days with babies, and if it doesn't move you to want to have some of your own, then go do the surgeon thing.
What if it does move her? Then you're telling her that, she shouldn't become an orthopedic surgeon? What the fuck? That's terrible advice, brother. What's happening? He said, give up being a doctor so that you can have children if you like His advice is touch a baby. Am I going crazy? Women are so down bad, dude. This is the biggest L I have seen for women so far. Asking Charlie Kirk relationship advice is fucking hilarious. What does he know? The fuck does he know about relationships? He's never dated a woman.
I mean that. If you don't get baby fever being around young kids as a young lady, then you kind of have your answer. But if you're around a young child or a young baby, or all of a sudden something greater than yourself gets activated, or all of a sudden you feel maybe a prodding by the Holy Spirit, then you got something to think about. But look, you could potentially do both. You could become an orthopedic surgeon and still do that. But there will be a lot of people that says, oh, just put the family thing on hold and put that on hold. I just want to caution you, a reality is that there are a lot of successful 35-year-old orthopedic surgeons that have cats and not kids. And they're very miserable. Most of the radical left is largely being run by childless young ladies, young women that are in their mid-30s that are super miserable on antidepressants because I think they're missing something.
Bro, this is insane. Like these are women who, if they follow through on their dreams and desires, will be objectively better for society than Charlie Kirk could ever imagine. Alex Clark is TPUSA influencer. Oh my God, Alex Clark. Remember when we used to watch her videos? She's back.
Oh my gosh.
We used to watch Alex Clark videos all the time on the broadcast. Do you guys remember? That was like super old school HasanAbi heads will remember this. It was the worst. Pop politics or poplitics or something. She must be so mad when she sees like, what is the female Femme Shabibo popping the fuck off. I'd be so bad. I'd be so upset if I was the brunette that was supposed to be the Femme Shabibo.
Young Women's Leadership Summit, are you ready to see this degenerate, rotten culture that we've been living in get a makeover? Well, you are in the right place.
Virtually every surface of this conference center was covered in YWLS branded appliques. It was frankly extremely impressive. One detail they failed to vet, a massive pride flag flying outside the hotel. The first thing I saw when I pulled up. Charlie Kirk addressed from the stage. I tried my best to take down the flag, everybody. I failed, okay? I'm sorry.
That is so amazing. First ever. Okay, so I'm going to ask another question because like Alex, I'm going to have some homework, but I'm going to be even more direct, okay? Who here traveled and you don't know anybody in this room? Raise your hand. Okay, so keep your hand up. If you do know somebody, go find somebody with their hand up and introduce yourself. Because here's what we're not going to do, okay? We have a men's summit now at Turning Point USA. And it's very different than our women's summit. It's very different. It's in the woods and we deprive them of calories. There's no disco ball. It's a whole thing. I will say, though, that our women's summit is different in a couple different ways. I'll tell you about it. One of the things is that it tends to be a little cliquey. You ever see Mean Girls? Okay, that's what I mean. We're not going to do the cliquey thing, okay? So I am...
Wait, isn't this a lesbian flag?
Telling you to go out of your comfort zone if you are here with a friend, to go find someone that does not know a soul here that was bold enough and courageous enough to travel halfway around the country, and you're going to go introduce themselves so that tomorrow when I ask that question, no one raises their hand, okay? We're going to do that tonight, and you're going to act on that, okay?
They're selling bedazzled gun and fuck Joe Biden purses.
It's far easier to live in a society that encourages modesty than to live in a society that encourages women to show it all, flaunt it all the time. Who can ever keep up with that?
Okay, but like, that's a matter of perspective, right? A more religious person would look at Laura Ingraham and be like, listen, you unmarried harlot with 5 adopted children. Why are you showing almost your breasts and your arms? Why are you even talking on stage? It's quite literally how conservative, like it only goes backwards. It's ridiculous.
By the way, other than maybe Gisele Bundchen, who really does look good in a thong bathing suit on the beach. Anyone want to? I'm sorry. You got to be a special type of person who looks good in that. The floss bathing suits, no. Now, it's easier to live, I think, as a woman in society that supports mothers and fathers living together in a 2-parent household than to live in a society that constantly undermines the ideal.
I can't emphasize how creepy Benny Johnson is in person. Telling a group of 18 to 22-year-olds how to become a woman of value. Why would they listen to Benny Johnson? Benny Johnson is not even interested in women.
Become a woman of value. Become a woman of value. There's no good men out.
He's literally gay. Like, this is a homosexual man who cheats on his wife regularly with other men. Like, I mean, it's no different than listening to Charlie Kirk, let's be real. Like, one is a permanent virgin and the other one is having too much sex, just not with his fucking wife. These are the men that the conservative movement has brought forward in front of these young conservative women who's supposed to be giving them important lessons on how to be a woman.
There's no great men out there. Are you a great woman? Have you behaved like a great woman that would attract a great man? Well, there's 2 parts of this. Attraction is magnetic. You have to have both ends of the magnet. So,
yeah, he's like, for me, I'm like a magnet. When I see a dick, I'm just fucking stuck to it. You know what I mean?
Have you been a great woman? There ain't nothing.
I love that, dude. He's doing just straight up misogyny. Hey, ladies, you want to attract great men? How about you be a great woman? That's awesome.
Wrong with being a trad wife. Being a trad wife's based. Men.
Oh, dude, you're like 36. You said being a trad wife's based. Oh, ew.
There ain't nothing wrong with being a trad wife. Being a trad wife's based. Men love this. And you know what? It's so interesting to go on to social media, libs posting their L's. Listen to this went viral in my feed. This lib woman posting about how she can't find, she wants a really big, strong man.
Yeah, like Benny Johnson. Or Charlie Kirk. Or Ben Shapiro. Who's the big, strong man in the conservative commentator space, dude?
Who provides for her, who's an alpha, but there's just one problem. See if you can find out.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had?
Oh my God, this is it's such like bait for people to be like, yeah, I'm the fucking alpha dog for you, baby. If you want some disappointing sex and an alcoholic who will beat you, I'm your fucking man. You know what I mean? That's like what she posted this for, so people could fucking stitch it and say that.
Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker.
He's like, guess what? My entire evidence for this is one TikTok. We're watching Turning Point USA's Women Leadership Summit, and literally all of it is about like telling women to just avoid leadership roles and basically find a man.
Childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But
this is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life.
I want a strong traditional man, but I'm not willing to be a strong traditional woman. I'm not willing to sacrifice any of my values, but I want a man to stand up for the conservative values.
No, she says like she wants a man who's not going to be like a fucking piece of shit, but also will take care of her. This has nothing to do with liberalism or conservatism. I'm not in the business of being like a conservative husband is going to be incapable. Not every conservative husband is going to look like fucking Steven Crowder, and not every liberal partner is going to be like Austin. Okay,